Measurement of small resistance. We can measure the small resistance using potentiometer. Potentiometer is not to measure the EMF and potential difference. We can measure the resistance, we can measure the current, we can measure the voltage by the potentiometer. So here we will find how to measure a small resistance. Now this is the potentiometer wire AB. It is the primary circuit. In primary circuit we have the battery EB, key, then rheostat, and connected to the. Now this end A. Here we do the second. This is the secondary circuit. In the secondary circuit we will connect a here resistance R, which is higher resistance. Then small resistance is whose values we have to find, and we connect it to key and rheostat and battery here. So when this key is on, then the current will pass through it. The current will be same in capital R resistance and small r resistance. Now here we have a two-way key, X, Y and Z. X is connected to end of R and Y is connected to galvanometer to jockey, and Z is connected to the next end of small r. When current pass through this, then the potential drop will be on resistance R and small r. So first we will take when we connect X and Y. When we connected X and Y, the potential difference on the resistance R will be balanced, and suppose the balancing length is L1. Then L1 is balanced. Then the potential difference on this resistance is suppose V. V is equal to capital R into I. This will be equal to L1 into X. X is the potential gradient. So when X and Y are connected and we adjust the distance where the balance is there, means the galvanometer deflection is 0 and that balancing length is L1, then the potential difference between this point and this point here on the resistance R, V will equal to R into I, that will be equal to L1 into X. Now I disconnect X and Y and I connect Y and Z. So now when Y and Z are connected, then the potential difference between on R plus small r both will be measured. So let that potential difference is V dash or V1. V1 will be equal to current I, since capital R and small r they are in series. So total resistance will be equal to capital R plus small r multiplied by I. So the voltage will be equal to V1 will be equal to I capital R plus small r, and now we get the again balancing length where current in the galvanometer is 0 or there is a null deflection, and that balancing length is suppose L2. Then V1 is equal to I R capital R plus small r will be equal to L2 into X. Here L2 will be more than L1 because this potential difference is more than this. So now we divide it. Then V1 divided by V will be equal to I will cancel. I into capital R plus small r, but I into capital I will cancel. This will be equal to L1 but L2, X will cancel. So here we divide, then R1 minus small r but capital R is equal to L1 minus L2. So small r we take one this side, then this will be L1 minus L2 minus 1 and cross multiply R. So small r will be equal to the internal small resistance R will be equal to L1 by L2 minus 1 multiplied by R. So what we will do, we will use this rheostat, we will change the current, then the L and again we will find L1 and L2 and we find the value of R. So we will take the sixth observation simply by changing the RH rheostat and we will get the different distance. We will not change any change in the primary circuit, we will not do it. We will only change the rheostat of secondary. So current will change. So here the voltage on this and voltage on both this will be changed. So L1 and L2 they are different and we will take the sixth observation and calculate the value of R for each set and when we take the average and average will be the resistance, small resistance can be found very easily. Now we will use the potentiometer to calibrate a voltmeter. Now voltmeter is instrument to measure the voltage. So here we will have a similar primary circuit, battery, then key, then rheostat and connect to the both the ends of the potentiometer wire. Here we will take a Daniell cell and connect it to X. It's negative. Positive is connected to A point. And here we will take a resistance box and voltmeter is connected here. Positive voltmeter is here, negative here. It is connected to rheostat and a battery and key and rheostat we can change. We will change the rheostat, then voltage on the voltmeter will change. So first of all, this is a two-way thing. When X and Y are joined, then Daniell cell is in the connection and we will find the balancing length for the Daniell cell. Then if the balancing length is L1, then ED will be equal to the EMF of Daniell cell will be equal to L1 to X. Now we will connect Y and Z. We will disconnect X and Y and we will connect Y and Z. Then now here the potential on this resistance which is measured by the voltmeter and second we will calculate it with the alpha potentiometer. Then so when we connect it and we find the balancing length and this balancing length is L2, then the calculated value of potential by the potentiometer V dash will be equal to X into L1, where V is the voltmeter reading. V dash is the voltage which is calculated by the potentiometer method and we will calculate it, and V dash is equal to X into L. So we can find the value of V dash is equal to, we divide it and V dash by ED will be equal to X into L2 by L1. X has been calculated. So V dash will be equal to ED into L2 by L1. So here we can find the value of V dash, which is the calculated value of potential on the resistance and the reading of the voltmeter is V. Then we will find the difference of V and V dash. V is the voltmeter reading and V dash is calculated by the potentiometer and that change will be equal to delta V. So delta V will be found and delta V will be equal to V minus V dash. V is the voltmeter reading and V dash is calculated from the potentiometer and we will plot a graph between delta V means V minus V dash and the potential V, and it will be a zigzag type of curve and this is the calibration of. Similarly, we will calibrate the ammeter. Only difference is actually potentiometer measures the potential. Now if the resistance, here the resistance is instead of any resistance, if we take the 1 ohm resistance, here we take the 1 ohm resistance, then V is equal to I into R. Then when resistance is 1, V is equal to I, means the current passing through 1 ohm resistance will be equal to the potential difference on 1 ohm. So method is same. Here we have a potentiometer, we connected it battery, key and rheostat, and here we take the Daniell cell. Positive is connected to A and negative is connected to X. Then here Y centrifugal key, it is connected to galvanometer and jockey, and here we take 1 ohm resistance. Emitter is connected in series and is rheostat, and here key and battery. So by changing the rheostat, we measure the current I in the emitter, and we will find the I dash current, which is by calculation. So first we will take when X and Y are connected, then Daniell cell is in the and balancing length is L1, then ED will be equal to X into L1. This is the equation number 1. Now second thing, we will, here resistance is 1 ohm, and here we change the rheostat and we take the value, suppose it is 0.5 ampere, any current is there, and we will measure the balancing length for that current, and that balancing length will be equal to suppose L2. Since resistance is 1 ohm, so V will be equal to I, will be equal to X into L2. We divide it and find the current I dash calculated will be equal to ED into L2 by L1. In this way, we will find the current calculated by the potentiometer. I is the current measured by the emitter. So, we will find the difference of delta I will be equal to I minus I. I is the current measured by the emitter. I dash is current measured by the potentiometer. Then delta I will be equal to I minus I dash. We plot I minus I dash on the y-axis and I in the x-axis, and here also we will get a zigzag diagram curve. Now, when we calibrate the voltmeter and we calibrate the ammeter, the difference delta V and delta I, it should be small. It shows that the calibration is good. So in this way, we can calibrate voltmeter, we can calibrate ammeter, we can find the small resistance, we can find the ratio of the EMF of the primary cell, we can find the internal resistance of the Lagrange cell. So these are all the applications of potentiometer, and this topic is very important from examination point of view. So if you feel any difficulty, you can ask me and you can contact me on my telephone. Okay. Exercise 1. We have a potentiometer circuit in which in the primary circuit we have a battery of 2 volt, then key, then there is a resistance of 15 ohm, and it is connected to AB, which is the potentiometer wire, whose resistance is 10 ohm and its length is 1 meter. In the secondary circuit, we have a resistance 1.2 ohm connected in series with a cell of 1.5 volt, and parallel we connect 0.3 ohm resistance and we connect galvanometer and jockey. So for this circuit, we have to find the potential gradient, number 1, and number 2, what will be the balancing length for this circuit. So first of all, we know that we can find the potential gradient. The potential gradient will be equal to EB divided by total resistance, and total resistance is R, this resistance plus RW, resistance of the wire, multiplied by RW by R. So X will be equal to EB is equal to 2 volt, R is equal to 15 ohm, RW is equal to 10 ohm, multiplied by RW is equal to 10 ohm and length is 1 meter. So it will be 20 divided by 25 and this will be equal to 4/5 or 0.8 volt per meter. So potential gradient of this circuit is 0.8 volt. The potential gradient depend only on the primary circuit only. So we have find the potential gradient for this circuit. Now we take the secondary. This secondary circuit. In this circuit there is a resistance of 1.2 ohm, then a cell of 1.5 and here the resistance is 0.3. So what will first will you find what is the current? The current in this will be equal to EMF divided by total resistance. So current in this secondary circuit will be equal to EMF divided by total resistance. So EMF is 1.5 volt divided by 1.2 plus 0.3, that is equal to 1.5 divided by 1.5, that is equal to 1 ampere. So 1 ampere current is flowing. Now what will be the potential difference between P and Q? Potential difference between P and Q will be same as potential difference on this resistance 0.3. So we find the potential of 1.3. So the potential of 0.3 will be equal to V is equal to I into R. So this potential will be equal to I is equal to 1 ampere into 0.3. So this is equal to 0.3 volt. So we know the value of X. So balancing length we can find V will be equal to L into X. So V is equal to L into X. So we have to find L. L is equal to V by X. V is equal to 0.3 volt divided by X is equal to 0.8. We have found here and we divide it and it will be equal to 0.375 meter or it is 37.5 centimeters. So in this way we can find the balancing length. First we will find the potential gradient from the primary circuit, then we will find the potential between P and Q and we find the balancing length using the potential gradient. Now exercise setting. Here we are having a potentiometer and in the primary circuit there is a battery, the key and rheostat and AB is the potentiometer wire. This is the primary circuit. In secondary circuit we are having two cells whose EMS is E1 and E2. In between A and C they are connected in series and the same direction is there. So the potential difference between A and C will be equal to E1 plus E2. Now here between A and D point, here this cell is reversed. So here is the positive, negative, here negative of second cell. So the total EMF in this circuit will be equal to E1 minus E2. E1 is greater than E2. So the here potential difference between A and C is E1 plus E2 and between A and D it is equal to E1 minus E2. It is given that the balancing length for when AC is connected then it is equal to 240 centimeters. When we connect D with the galvanometer then the balancing length is 50 centimeters. So if we consider that X is the potential gradient. Now for AC EMF is total EMF is E1 plus E2. This is equal to 210. So it is 210 centimeter. So E1 plus E2 is equal to balancing length L1 into x. L1 is 210 centimeter. So E1 plus E2, when this point and this point is connected in circuit, then E1 plus E2 is equal to 210 into x. Now we disconnect this side and we connect this E1 minus E2 with the galvanometer. Then this for AD circuit, the potential difference will be equal to E1 minus E2, and this is equal to 50 into x. The balancing length is 50. So we divide it. So x will cancel. E1 plus E2 divided by E1 minus E2. This is equal to 210 by 50. 0, 0 will cancel. Now we will use the compoundand and dividend rule. So the numerator will be E1 plus E2 plus E1 minus E2. This will be equal to 210 plus 50. And denominator will be E1 plus E2 minus E1 plus E2. That is equal to 210 minus 50. So this will be equal to, here E2 will cancel, here E1 will cancel, so it will be 2 E1 by 2 E2. 2 will cancel, so E1 by E2 will be equal to 26 divided by 60. So E1 by E2 will be equal to 13 divided by 8. So we can find the ratio of EMF of these two cells by using the potentiometer principle. Exercise 3. In the potentiometer, in primary circuit, the resistance of potentiometer wire RW is equal to 10 ohms. Resistance of the rheostat is equal to 25 ohms. The EMF of the battery is 2 volt and length of the wire is 5 meters. Now when the cell is in the open circuit, the balancing length is 150, and when the cell is in the closed circuit, the balancing length is equal to 150 centimeters. The internal resistance of the cell is 1 ohm. Then find the current in the cell. So first of all we will find the potential gradient. Potential gradient X will be equal to EB divided by total resistance RH plus RW multiplied by RW by L. So EB is equal to 2, RH is equal to 15, RW is equal to 10 multiplied by RW 10 divided by 5. So it will cancel by 2 to 4. 4 divided by 25 volt per meter. This will be X. Now when the cell is in the open circuit, then EMF will be E, and E will be equal to, balancing length is equal to L1, and L1 is equal to 300 centimeter. So E will be equal to 300 centimeter or 3.0 into X, it will be converted into meter. And when cell is the closed circuit, then it will be, potential is V, and V will be equal to, it will be equal to X into L2, and this is equal to 150, that is multiplied by X, or it is equal to 1.5. If we can do meter, then it is equal to 1.5 into X, and R internal resistance is 1 ohm. So E minus V is equal to I into R. The value, so I will be equal to EV by R. So we substitute the value E is equal to 3x, V is equal to 1.5x divided by R 1. So 3 minus 1.5 is 1.5 into x is, we have calculated, that is 4 by 5. So multiply by 4 by 5. So we can solve it. Then current will be equal to 6/25 and that is equal to 0.4 ampere.